Yeah, interesting thing to drive. It's very low geared, so while you can start in first, if you do start in first, by the time you get moving and go to change into second, it's already come to a halt.
Darryl, we're here at Rangatata Island Aerodrome. We're standing in front of your, what is commonly known as a Bren gun carrier, but tell me exactly what is this model?
Yeah, this machine here is, the technical name for it is a machine gun carrier, LP2A. This is actually an Australian one. Got quite a good history to this one. It was built in the Metropolitan Gas Workshops in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia in 1941, and the Australian war records show that it went to Egypt later on in the same year on a troop ship, and I can never pronounce the name of the troop ship, but it ended up in Egypt. Where it ended up after that point is probably anybody's guess, but undoubtedly it saw some fighting action in the war.
Right, so the unit markings on here, what are those?
Yeah, it has Australian markings. The number you see on the side there, the AIF number, is AIF stands for Australian Imperial Force, and the number beside it, T16532. That's basically the hull number, or the military number that it was issued with at the time it was produced and issued to the Army.
So the gun pointing out the front here doesn't look like a Bren to me. What is it?
No, the early machine gun carriers, and these things were later to become known as Bren gun carriers, but the early machine gun carriers had a Vickers gun, 303 calibre, also the same as the Bren, and these would normally have a Lewis gun on the back for anti-aircraft, which would also be 303 calibre. But as the war developed and as these machines developed, the Vickers in the front was replaced by a Bren gun, and the Lewis at the back was replaced by a Bren gun, thus the name Bren gun carrier.
So what's the history of this particular model with you? How long have you had it, and where did you get it from?
I've had this for about 6 years. I was looking around for a Bren gun carrier, machine gun carrier, for some time, and the best I was offered was a rusty hull and a piece of track. And we just happened to be in Australia holidaying and saw this one and another one for sale over there. And the person that had owned it was a gentleman in Australia. He'd found it in a sawmill in Victoria in the 1980s. Obviously it languished there for some further years, and he eventually got it in about the year 2000. Took him 5 years to restore it, and he only ran it for a little while before unfortunately passed away. So it was in the family hands for a couple of years after that, and then his wife sort of gradually came to the conclusion that she couldn't really look after it and put it on the market, and we just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Great. So used in a sawmill over there, so it sounds like the Australians did pretty much what the Kiwis did after the war and made use of these machines in any shape and form, any industry they could.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these machines were sold off by the military after the war, and this particular one, as you say, was in a sawmill. A lot of the armour was chopped off after the war to give users plenty of visibility behind them, and I guess this would have been used for towing bits of timber around or shifting loads of timber. So they were actually put to quite good use after the war.
So from a restoration point of view, I mean, what do you know about this machine? I do know that a lot of the Kiwi ones, the steel plate was absolutely cut up, and some of them had very little left to start with. Was that this one in a similar state? Yeah, well,
when I saw this and saw some of the photographs from the restoration, really it was about from this point down that was left. It was just a box. So a lot of the metalwork on top had been cut off and removed. The chap that restored it obviously built it from that point up, but he had a second hull to work with as well. So effectively he made one good machine out of two. But yeah, he would have done a lot of cutting and measuring of all the armour plate that was cut off after the war, and as you can see, he did a pretty good job.
Quite good today being able to run around in the paddock here. What's the thing actually like to drive?
Yeah, interesting thing to drive. It's very low geared, so while you can start in first, if you do start in first, by the time you get moving and go to change into second, it's already come to a halt. So it's quite heavy, and the tracks sort of slow it as it gets going. But generally, if you start off in second gear and then get a little bit of speed up, get into third and fourth, on a straight bit of grass, like something out here, you'd probably get up to 20-25 mile an hour, providing you had enough room. Suspension, despite its sort of 1930s design, actually gives a really good ride on the rough, and it's really smooth over a bit of grass. And the crash gearbox takes a bit to get used to. Every now and again you grind the gears, but yeah, that's a practice thing, but they are quite a fun thing to drive.
All right, Darryl, thank you very much.
Thank you.